Testing. 1, 2.
You're on a delay, so it's better to talk.
Okay, so we are live. I'm told we're live. I'll believe them. Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new stream, live stream here. We normally begin this by showing you or talking you through the newsletter, but that would be a very quick thing because I have plenty of other stuff to show off. So when you receive the newsletter, you will see that the first item in the newsletter is a video where I go through the an unboxing of the deluxe pieces. So this big giant box of Labyrinth 3 apps, and that is a very quick video. We don't want to keep it too long, but it shows the detail of those things, and you can watch it. As astonishing. I mean, also the might, the weight of them is quite impressive once you hold them. After that video, if you scroll down, there's another comic by Caesar, which is again very funny. It's a Highlander based, and in the Highlander piece that comes with it, basically you can download the biographies of the immortals that Graham McNeil has written for us for the game. So in the biographies, you read about existing immortals that you know about, like Conor McLeod or the Kurgan, but also about the ones we created for the game. Further down, there's a reminder of the special offer at the moment that we have on, which is with the My Little Pony starter set. And the starter set is fantastic to play with kids or grown-ups that want to feel like kids in their heart. And so basically you play as a little pony and you're in a dragon's lair, and you have to go get the cage. And it's almost like a choose your own adventure thing. It's a really simple introduction to roleplay. It reminded me a bit of what we had in D&D, the original box. There was that little choose your own adventure that kind of explained you how D&D worked. So it's a bit like that. And finally, there is some pre-orders there. Pre-orders of Philly Scythe Follies, the new supplement for Tales of Equestria. Pre-orders for the Hunger Games. The Katniss box over there is coming soon. And finally, more to the point, is the pre-order for the Fireys, which brings us to the thing I wanted to show you in this live stream. So the don't know if you can see on what I have in front of me on the table. Let me look at the screen. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And if I refresh this, I should be able to see what you see as well, hopefully. Anyway, so what I wanted to show you together with the deluxe pieces, which are obviously 3 apps, so quite a big version of the pieces you find in the game. So we have here the triple size pieces. For example, I don't know. Let me start by showing you, and we'll try the close camera and see if it works. So if I put Ludo there, yeah. So this is a 3 app. This is basically the same size at which the sculptor, Johnny Fraser Allen, so when he sculpted it at this size. So by, let's see if our camera is up to the task, I'm rotating it, and basically it shows you the amount of detail that he has put on the miniature. And I'll try to go with a face, Ludo, friend. So these pieces are very, very detailed, and then we squeeze them into the 3 times smaller, which is the pieces that are in the actual game. But I mean, all of them. Let's try a little Didymus here with Ambrosius. I mean, the level of details on these things is gorgeous. And so these are 3 apps. And what we are releasing now, when I'm going back to the fire, so those were the miniatures that were in the Labyrinth game. Now, we have 3 apps of other miniatures which we released in the Goblins expansion for Labyrinth. So see if it does that for the boxes. Probably, yeah. So these miniatures in the Goblins expansion. We also have, again, in all their glories of detail. So this is a knight, a goblin knight. Yeah. And that you can see the level of detail of that went into creating the miniatures, or the little artillery guy, artillery goblin with his cannon, machine gun. It's just the amount of details is spectacular. And bringing to what is coming out now, I mean they are on the boat and they're coming. The Fireys are literally about to make landfall in the UK, in the US, and I mean, let me show you some of these, because again I think the 3 apps of the Fireys are great. I mean, this fella, I would move my hand, is obviously playing with his own head. And the second guy we have as a 3 app. There you go. Ooh, my thing. So we have Christian, we have Simon, we have Sam. Thank you for connecting. And if you have any questions, fire away. We'll endeavor to answer your questions. Oh, there is a question. Simon asks, are 3 apps available at retail? The deluxe playing pieces are. So there is this box here, which has all of the miniatures from the core set of Labyrinth. And basically, the idea is that you can either use them in the game, and if you watch the video, I'll show you what the impact on size and weight of things is. Or of course, I mean, I have some on my windowsill, and it's up to you. But yes, going back to the Fireys. If I show you, then the box has these 5 Fireys, and not just the Fireys. Let me open the box and get as well as the other Fireys that we have. So there's 4 Fireys there. This is not 3 app. This is the actual miniature. So I mean, sure you can agree that the amount of detail
is not bad. I hope that focus of the camera is with us. I'll try to look at the screen.
A little further away.
A bit further away.
That's about it.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So yes, again, we can see that this is the one that is lighting up the fire with his finger. See, because there's a little bit of fire there. But yeah, so 4 fires dancing around for you, and there's the other one, which you haven't seen as free yet. That is the one with a slightly larger face. But altogether they make a, let's see if I can, probably better if I lie them down for you to see the silhouettes of them. But yeah, that's your band of your fire gang in the supplement. And because we thought, you know, he's after all the main character in a way, him and Sarah, very popular miniature, we had David Bowie as the White Owl, as in the final scene of the movie. Once again, great amount of detail on this piece. This is the right distance, will you say? There?
Yeah.
Focus? Yeah. So there's an alternative Bowie that can be used to replace the one in the core set. Well, the fires actually come with a set of rules. They change the game. They steal your dice. They run around the board, stealing your dice and throwing them, you know, passing them around as you try to capture them. So that's the extra mechanic that they add. The extra cards and extra rules are in the box. So, and this is the. Obviously, we've done Labyrinth, we've done the deluxe pieces to allow you to enjoy the 3 apps. We've done the Goblins expansion, the Fires expansion, and as you know, there is a roleplay game in the making, and the Labyrinth RPG will probably, there will be some big news next week in the next live stream. So, you know, be sure to be here for the next one, because we'll be talking about the RPG. I'll show you, you know, give everything works right, and able to show you something and tell you some more stuff about it. But to conclude, what I wanted to show you today was, because we have these 2 expansions for the board game, now we are wondering where to go next for Labyrinth in terms of expansions. And of course, the most natural place to go probably is Humongous. So because in the core set, you have the goblins, and now we have goblin standees, cardboard standees with plastic bases, and we have replaced them with miniatures with the goblin set. Now, the next thing, last standee in the game that doesn't have actually a model would be Humongous, but that obviously would be something of a certain size. I don't think we can make it at the same size because it would be huge, but we have to come to some kind of scaling compromise. But yeah, John Fraser Allen, we're talking to him about sculpting Humongous, and so that's potentially an expansion. However, as well as the Humongous expansion, not instead of, but as well as, there's other things we could do. And these are things which we have, sculpts that we already have, that Johnny has done when he was doing the main game, and we kind of kept in reserve. So I was thinking like, where should we go next? For example, he leans back onto the table and grabs, there, for example. You can see how big that is at a distance, but I will bring it down to the closing camera. And you will see, oh my god, she's too big for the, for the camera. But you can see this is the Junk Lady. The Junk Lady with all of her gear. I mean, she is a card in the game, so there is a potential for gameplay, and she could obviously, like the fire, like the goblins, add some extra level of gameplay when you get lost in the junkyard. But yeah, I mean, this is potentially a very cool model. Obviously, all this that I'm showing you is subject to approvals, technical feasibility, etc. So I'm not sure whether we can make all of this, how, in which size, in which scale. How. So, you know, I'm showing you work in progress, things that have, things that are, you know, potential stuff, not stuff that is guaranteed or indeed easy to make. This is another possibility, which again is one of my favorites. The wise man. And his hat, of course. Yeah, it's stimulating to be a hat cover, to be a wise man hat. There you go, with his books. again at the amount of detail on this piece. Also, so we'll put it there, get rid of junk weight, give you a size. I mean, obviously sizes can be varied, but I'll put them next to up. Probably you can't see that too far, but they're not small. And speaking of
10 minutes.
Speaking of small,
Got 10 minutes before the whole thing runs out of battery.
yeah, we'll be quick. Oh, there's another question. Simon asks, you're also doing Dark Crystal, doing as in additional models?
I believe he may be referring to a role-playing game.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
well, if the question is about RPG, well, we don't know yet. I mean, Age of Resistance obviously is coming out later in the year, so we'll see what happens there. And also depends on how well the Labyrinth RPG does. I mean, the first signs are very good. There seems to be a lot of interest and enthusiasm for it. So we're all, this works well. We certainly might go for that as well. And if you mean in terms of other pieces, expansions for Dark Crystal, once again, we have already scopes, for example, of Garthin soldiers to replace the standees. But again, we're still waiting to see, how the game progresses and is accepted, and particularly what happens with, Age of Resistance. So that project is kind of waiting to see the Age of Resistance thing, and we are allowed to see a bit more of it. Go back to what we could do with Labyrinth, of course. I'd like to show you one thing that is kind of a fun favorite here. I wish I could do the accent, but with my accent is not the most suitable for it. But come in, have a cup of tea. Meet the missus. There you go. And yes, it would be definitely something we would want to make and produce and put into the game. Again, ease in the game. I use a card, but obviously it requires always a little bit of work to make sure that these work into the game. A little help, perhaps? Another player character? Who knows? And these are characters, but there's also elements of terrain, so to speak, that we could eventually maybe bring to life. I don't know if I can actually manage to show you this, but I can zoom in. Wow, this is really big, and that's why it's quite close to the camera. But obviously, we're talking about the guards at the doors, the one with the riddle. We have both sides, all the different ones, of course. But we can do either of them, both of them, in fact. And I mean, it doesn't end there. We have the door knockers. There you go. Door knocker 1 and door knocker 2, the deaf one and the mute one, so to speak. Of course, these will be two different pieces, not a double-sided piece. Well, maybe we will, who knows. And last but not least, it's another not small piece, getting bigger as we speak. That's an alarm. Go back. That leads to failure. Go back. Give up. Etc. So yeah, all exciting stuff. All stuff that we will be more or less difficult to bring to market, to bring into the game. But there's plenty of stuff that we can do. And personally, I think Humongous would be the most obvious choice. But if you have suggestions, recommendations, let us know, and we'll listen and try to see what we can do. What you want. So this is all the Labyrinth, huge amount of stuff that we have available. I think, as I said, next week we'll go to the RPG, and we'll do more in detail, present some of the details of the RPG and the big announcement on the RPG, and at some stage later we'll also do all of this for the Dark Crystal. So we'll go through the scopes we have, future scopes we have, new sketches, 3 apps of sketches, and Gelflings, and so yes. But basically we've thought not to put too much stuff in this one. This one is Labyrinth, and later on we'll do the Dark Crystal one. And with that, unless there's any more questions, I think I will leave you and hopefully see you next week. So I'll look at my team here. Is any more questions available? Arriving? No?
And
We are on approximately a 60-second delay, so
so we may have questions. Well, we'll answer the questions in writing if they arrive in between the. I mean, one thing we learned, as in, I'm sure you guys know, we're still learning about live streaming, and we're getting better, hopefully. I mean, last week I tried to live stream from a location where I was traveling, etc., over a 4G connection, and Simon was typing questions, and I didn't see the question, so I was like waiting, and then I disconnected, and then the question arrived, which was real. So we learned not to do live streaming over 4G connections. Do it here in the studio with with nice background and stuff to show you.
If they have any questions or things that they want us to talk about next week, it may not be a question. It might just be like, hey, talk about this thing.
Yeah,
Like,
good point. If you have topics that you want us to go through, designers, I mean, particular games you want to focus on, Hunger Games, I'm sure we'll do that. Backgrounds where you have questions or design-related questions or future things. Again, send questions in during the week. We'll answer them in the live stream. And well, then I think I'll thank you for watching, and I shall see you next week. Thank you.